Got ourselves banned over for the team one. They're ready with the Arms Warrior, Cole, Demon Hunter, and the back Chicago joining in, just doing a bit of dances. Magic swaps on a Boomy, and Seaver going to be first up with a quick in-cap by Boy Vlad. Got himself a breath though out of that volley. Looking to move, maneuver around him. Quick volley, massive arcane surge by the Arcane Mage. Big damage to the Boy Vlad, trying to go for that Radiant Spark. Trinkets knocking him back. Immediate combo by the Monk. Got himself all the images away and everything. Gonna be the Mage trying to see if he can avoid him as best as possible. With a quick Nova, and he reports back to his original location. Missiles ripping through the Monk, trying to see if he can close that gap. Quick Panda Rachel as he gets kicked upwards, and Seabark using that crazy good mobility just to escape, sending some missiles at your boy Vlad. And Vlad playing it very, very defensively off the bat, backing up out, using us through the mist in order to catch up a little bit of healing. I feel like for monks, since their healing never really been spiky, the stamina increase change hurts him probably the most because he can't really get himself back up as quickly. So I have to use more instant cast abilities like passively in between of the rotation in order to maintain themselves. But maybe that might have to be like an adjustment. Fist of Fury as Seabark does root him out in the open. Definitely got plenty of damage. Vlad tried to use defenses in order to catch up to Seabark, but he got so much mobility. Mobile classes versus each other. It's actually so exciting because they're little utilizing, they're crawling all over the arena. Boy Vlad cut out in the open, trying to see if he can boop Seabark out of the way. Could be in that execute range, trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. Rude by Seabark, trying to go for a port. Still continue to get barraged, but Blast is going to go for a port again to break himself out with more missiles to follow. In cap onto Seabark as Vlad looking for a bit of escape and recovery behind the pillar. Is going to be an interrupt by Seabark, limited one he can do. Vlad could either peel behind the pillar or chase up to Seabark. Looks like he's trying to stay aggressive. Pinned against the wall with a breath, trying to go for more barrages. Does he have enough damage? Trying to send him more orbs in there. Maybe one more barrage to follow. Does he take him out? More missiles were after. Got himself a defensive last second. Looking for those real fights with us through the miss. Seabark is setting up a Ring of Frost around the corner, trying to go for Arcade Surge. Boy Vlad back it up out of there for a second. Quick Karma onto Seabark. He's gonna get knocked back out in the open mid-flight on his Dragon Serpent kick. And it's gonna get a barrage again, still in the execute range. So Seabark, if he has cooldowns, he could potentially take him out fairly quickly. Gonna be quick interrupt by Seabark. As he continues missiling down, Boy Vlad may be limited to what he can do. Blast on a Seabark, needs recovery, needs some healing right now. That or so unlock Seabark, trying to see if he can take it down. But oh my god, touching the Magi, slapped him down, making it so much harder for him to recover. And it looks like Snoopy is gonna be prowling around up next. Seabark and Snoopy have faced each other before. I think a PTR multiple times over. So at least Seabark is aware of how Feral's played. Try to go for Ring of Frost, but it's going to be a Skull Bash out of Snoopy. Though Seabark cancels his cast to make sure he doesn't get properly interrupted, so he has access to all the Frost he's supposed to root and slow down the Feral Druid. All the time huge for Seabark. Got himself big Arcane Surge. This is going to be a Shadow Melt. Actually, not even Shadow Melt. I think a Incarnation Prowl for a second just to escape into the shadows. Quick Arcane Surge by Seabark. Blasted out Elias. Maybe going for big damage. Try to see if he can blast right through him. Going to be full cooldowns by Seabark. Barsky for Elias. It's going to be an Ice Bug for Seabark. Just looking for the recovery. Just trying to slow down and kind of meditate yourself back up to full. Just trying to freeze the situation before it gets heated. Try to go for food. Random Arcane Orbs. Try to see if he can maybe get the Feral out. Does go for a Coda Cold. Roddy's close to the gap. Barath is going to be able to freeze him. Try to see if he can walk out of it. Does Seabark have any bursts? He's trying to see if he can build up for some procs. Arcane Surge Opener. Maybe some big damage to follow. Does himself a big barrage. Wall by Snoopy because he knows there's going to be big damage out of the mage. He better pop a wall in case things go sour. As Seabark getting hit with a big bite, does have all the time in order to recover a lot of the health. No tempo for a bit. Try to go for Invis. May need some images. Maybe Massive Invis. Panda Rachel for just a second. And able to at least shake the Feral off his back for just a moment. Roots, slows, novas, everything. Got himself some cooldowns at the ready as well. Try to see if maybe we can get Elise out in the open, but it ends up barraging random people just trying to see if we can tap to the next closest Feral, but couldn't quite get a breath to follow. Still trying to slow him down. Big missiles getting built up with the root to follow as he gets rooted himself. Trying to go for Invis in order to break himself out of it. Feral leaping over. Big biter to Seabark. Trying to see if he can blast him out. But man, there's only so much you can do. With Cold DH, it's going to go for a big stun. Bash by the Feral Druid. Trying to see if he can catch up to him. Big Blade Dance right after. Trying to stay on top of the Druid, not letting him escape with Feral. Going in for a big stuns. Trying to keep putting pressure on the Feral with a stun to follow. And Snoopy trying to avoid him as best as possible. I'm trying to figure out how can I go fix this without messing up the camera. This is so difficult, chat. I'm barely making mouse movements in order to be able to get smooth camera position. What is going on? I hate this. Feral trying to see if he can find him. Coil got himself a demon, but it's going to be going down to the Feral Druid. Going to be Elias trying to see if he can avoid the Boomy. Got himself a big old bite. As it's going to be a bar skin for Magic. As Magic trying to see if he can find a way to avoid the Feral Druid's onslaught and damage. Oh, I think it fixed itself. Oh, he did. Oh, thank goodness. Gonna be a stun onto the Boomkin. Pressure is really, really high as the Pharaoh just got all the bleeds, all the bites sunk in. Magic may be in a bit of trouble. Not much they can really do about it. Big bites, and Snoopy does end up taking him out. Oh my god, that feels weird now. Now my mouse was like super fast. Now this is more normal. Oh my god, look at the precision, boys. Look at the precision now. I'm not spinning anymore. Or if I want to spin, I can have more control behind it. Chicago gonna be up next, being hit with a bash off the bat as it got full Earth Elemental Fire Wolves at the ready, or Fire Raptors rather. Trying to see if he can catch up to Snoopy, potentially take him out. Big bites by the Feral Druid. Got him some full thorns at the ready, but maybe could just stay in next to Chicago as they are gonna keep hammering themselves with the thorns. Chicago trying to avoid it as best as possible, dropping on some totems, looking for a stun onto Snoopy. Snoopy is able to, knows that he's gonna be hit twice by the stun totem. He already knows them shaman tricks at this point, because shamans are able to double chain stun totems on people now if they take the right talent. And I think it actually gives you basically airtight stuns back to back. I believe, unless you're Orc. We're gonna be biggest on this procs for Chicago, not playing proper ascendance, but every time the Storm Strike, there's an 8% chance they ascend to an elemental god. The more often the Storm Strike, the more damage they can do, more procs they can get, as it's gonna be getting a big bite, Feral. Oh, Mayman taking him out, with Band gonna be up next, trying to see if he can shut down the Feral Druid. And Snoopy trying to go, I think, for a 1v5? Is it? No. Wait, actually... Wait, maybe. Yes, actually 1v5. Wait, potentially, is Band gonna be able to slow him down? Trying to see if he can trick it out of this one. Stun onto Elias, spearing him in place for a second. Got him some big roar, massive blades. Look at the shadow through his defenses, wall, thorns, and everything he's gonna use. Barsk is the only thing that wasn't used by Elias. Parry out by Band. Can parry a lot of the damage from Snoopy. Also, that may create a lot of healing opportunity for him as well, as he gets parried by the Feral Druid. Looking for that Blaze to maybe break himself out of the slows, as the Feral pokes his head out just to put some bleeds and just let him keep rotting down the warrior as long as possible. Big bites back to back. I think it's going to be over for Ban unless he got a heal. I don't even know if he needed to trick the Alias, but he doing it taking him out. And there goes a Feral 1v5, boys. I think we had one yesterday too with on how, right? Or on whom? Feral 1v5? My god. ... run. Hey, I feel like you could definitely play it super cheesy. I felt like Snoopy didn't really play it super cheesy either. He was in there, he was making some work happen. Made a group? Wait, you made a group now? Everybody making a groups, boys, what the hell?